is good for me.
You tell me action and I'll go.
Ready, set, action.
Hi everybody, my name is Mary Joan and I'm with Newzoo Media, and I want to thank you for being here today, and I want to thank the Chamber for inviting me, Adam, Autumn, and Bill. And today we're going to be talking about WordPress, and it is a great tool for your website. And the reason I like to talk about WordPress and get people interested in it for their websites is because, first of all, it's free. It's a free software. It's also very user-friendly, and it's intuitive, and you actually can make your own quality site, a really great site with WordPress. And the overview, I'd like to start with this. There's a couple of things that go into any website, and the first one is the domain name itself. And so that's your URL. So for me, it would be newzoo.com. There's also website hosting, and that's where your site sits on the internet, and also setting up WordPress. We're going to talk we'll talk mostly about that today. And then the other thing I like to remind people to do, and this is a really good habit to get into, is to keep a file of all your usernames, your passwords, your registrations. It's great if you can keep an electronic file of it, but also if you can print it out and maybe have a hard copy. If you're not backing up your desktop and you have a computer crash, then you're out of luck. And I have had many of my clients come to me and they don't have their usernames and passwords anymore. New clients, because I also keep track of my clients' usernames and passwords. So please do this. It's very important. So the first thing you actually have to do is get your domain name. So you're going to register it, and you can go to many places these days. Some of the more familiar ones to you may be GoDaddy, Register.com, NetworkSolutions.com. There is a fee for this. You do have to pay for your domain name. You can register it for 1 year, you can register it for multiple years at a time. But that's the first step in this. And then you've got to set up hosting. And again, this is where your website sits on the internet. So Newzoo Media is a host, GoDaddy again is a host, HostGator is another one. There is a fee for hosting, but as I said before, WordPress's fee is free, and whoever your host is going to set that up for you for free. And I think that this is an important point to make. When you're looking for a host, you're going to look for somebody that has a phone number on their website. You can call them up and talk to them. If you're not working with somebody like me at Newzoo, where I can do all this for you, you can pick up the phone and talk to me at any time. You want a host that has a phone number, call them. If you get into an email-only situation, then sometimes there's a time delay. You have a question, something's going on with your website, you don't know how to fix it. You send an email and maybe they get back to you in 6 hours, maybe the next day. Meanwhile, to you, it's the most important thing in the world. So being able to call somebody up and get a hold of them as soon as possible, that is really the best way to go. So I would avoid email-only contact. So you've got your domain name, you've got your host, and now you actually already have your site. And this is a default homepage of a WordPress site. It's there, it's ready for you to start. And so you can see this is one of our test sites up at the top. The name of the site is Newzoo WP. I put that in there. You will always see this hello world. It's kind of a fun little thing that WordPress does. It's sitting out there for you. You know that your website is up and live, and WordPress is saying to you, hi, this is the first thing that you're going to see. And to get into the back end of your site where you actually can go in and start posting articles, uploading images, you're going to go to a page that looks like this, and it's literally the name of your site, your URL, /wp-login.php. And you'll see this with your username and password, which hopefully you have saved when you have set up your hosting, and they have gone through all of that with you, so you don't have to worry about finding that. Does anybody have any questions so far? So after you log in, the first thing that you're going to see is your dashboard. And on the left-hand side are all of the links that you're going to want to do articles, upload images, and you can access that left-hand side no matter where you are in WordPress within the dashboard. So up at the top you can actually see it says dashboard up there, and then we have a list of things media, posts, links, pages. And the really nice thing about WordPress is once you're logged into it, up at the top on the dashboard, you see I've got circled the name of the site, and you do a drop down and it says visit site. You just click that and it takes you back to what I call the live site. And once you've logged in and you go back to the live site, which is what everybody else is seeing, you can actually edit something directly from clicking the edit page at the top. So I surf through my site to the page that I want to edit. Maybe it's my contact page, I have a new phone number, and then I click edit at the top and it takes me directly there. I can go in and change my information. I don't have to find it, it's literally right there for me to see. Now I want to talk a little bit about questions so far. I want to talk a little bit about adding articles. There's two things that drive a WordPress site: pages and posts. And the pages are typically what I would call evergreen. They don't frequently change. So maybe it is that contact page or the About Us page. They also typically make up the navigation at the very top of a website, of any website, not just WordPress. But in WordPress, those are the pages. The posts are what I call the bloggy side, or the blogging side. And this is where you're going to go in and no matter what your industry might be or what your business is, you have something to say, you want to share with people once a week, once a day, 5 times a month. You go in and that's where you're blogging frequently, semi-frequently for some of us. They show up on the home page and whatever is the newest post is usually at the top. And this is an example of pages and posts. And so at the very top, what I have circled is the navigation, and those are the pages, and the consulting and development and the AHC services are posts. So if I went onto this website today and I added a post, it would push consulting and development and AHC services down, and it would be the very first thing that you would see up there. You have the ability to say, I want 10 posts to show up on my homepage, I want 1, or I even don't want any, I want them to go someplace else. Now adding pages is really as simple as clicking Add New. You're going to get into your dashboard, and on the left-hand side, you're going to go to Pages, and underneath that, you're going to see Add New. And you just click that, and it's going to take you to a template just like this. You have an area where you can put in your title, an area where you can put in your content, then you've got a preview button, you've got a publish button. So maybe you have things, maybe it's a brand new press release that you're getting ready to send out. You can go to that Word document, if it's in a Word document, copy that and paste it into this area, and then do a preview to see what it looks like. You like it, publish it, it's ready to go, or you can just type directly in there. They make it really easy for you because the WordPress site does come with some standard design associated with it. Same thing with a post, exact same thing, except instead of going on a page, you're going to go to add a new post. But we still have our title, we have our content, we've got a preview button, and we've got a publish button. And so within 5 minutes, if you've got something pre-written up, less than that, you're ready to go. Or you can just type right in there, preview it as you write it, make your changes, edit it, come back, change it, publish it. The other nice thing about WordPress is you do have some formatting functionality with it. And some of these buttons might look familiar to you already. The B for bold, we all know that from Word, I for italic. There's other symbols up there. The drop down with the paragraph allows you to choose a line of text and make it bigger. So maybe you wanted a headline style or a subheadline style. And those are some of the formatting options available to you. And you also can change colors of the text that you're putting in there. So if you want all your subheads to be orange, you can just go in and choose them. Or if you just want an orange subhead on this page and green on something else, you can do that too. Now we're going to talk about adding photos, adding images, graphics. Again, super easy with WordPress. You literally are just going to, when you're inside your new post, your new page, or any of those, if they're existing already, You're going to put your cursor in your box, and then you're going to click Upload, Insert. And you're going to see a screen similar to this. Drop files here. So you have your image ready to go, your photo, perhaps your photo of today's event, maybe. And we're going to drag it from our desktop and drop it right there. And it's going to allow us to save it into the dashboard area. And it's already in the post then. So here's an example. I've got a wedding photo in here. And in the title area, I now can name this photo. What WordPress does is, you know, we all use cell phones a lot today. We take a picture and the name of that photo ends up being MG1235. We've all seen that, right? Well, WordPress will say, okay, I'm going to take the name of that photo and make it your title. But you don't really want that for search engine purposes, and when people roll over that photo on your live site, you want it to say something relative to what that post is. So here I've changed it to Michelle's Bridal Shop, and that, when we make it live, if we rolled over that, that's what it would say. But the search engines, it helps with that as well. The other thing that you get to do is where do you want to place it? That's the second circle up there. So in this instance, I'm putting it left, and then what size do I want it? That's the other nice thing about WordPress is you can have a photo or a graphic that is 500 by 500. Maybe you throw it up there and you realize that's just, it's too big for what I want to do. And WordPress allows you to do some automatic, on-the-fly resizing. And so I'm going to say I want you to be medium, I don't want you to be full size. And so I've placed my image, it's on the site, I'm ready to go. All I have to do is click Publish. And I have my title, what I've titled this post actually is the same thing as I named the photo, which is Michelle's Bridal Shop. And I click this, I'm live. So I now have a brand new post with my photo, with my title, and it took all of, a minute. I'm going to talk a little bit about themes. I know we don't have a lot of time today, and there's a lot of other things. These are really the basics, high-level basics if you've started a WordPress site, so you can go in, start to do some blogging, start to add some photos. There's some really nice things with WordPress and the